Friday the 3rd.
Hey!
We have a train ride today, so we'll be able to finish off another book. In this case, it should be Bujiko's story. There it is. It just reminds me, like, when I probably shouldn't be mentioning this because then people will, I don't know, wonder what happened to it. I did start, like, a World Ends With You playthrough a very long time ago. It was all post-commentary. I actually recorded almost the entire game. I think I found those files semi-recently, but they're in a file format that's really awkward to use now. I think, like, AVI or something. And yeah, I don't know if I'll ever really continue or do that, especially since I've forgotten a lot of the general specifics of how the World Ends With You's gameplay works. I used to be very knowledgeable about how pin evolution worked and all the specific types, but the main thing that I wanted to say that I just find kind of weird is that for some reason, the part of that unfinished playthrough of mine that has, like, significantly higher views than anything else is the one with Hachiko.
Okay, quiet down.
So I'm not really sure why that's the case. If people were just finding it by Google searching Hachiko, I really don't know. Because, like, nothing particularly special in the game happens in that early day when you get to Hachiko. So anyway, that's just my weird story regarding that book. Absolutely no slacking off, huh? Yeah, this is our first case of Kawakami granting us free time. So yeah, you can read, craft infiltration tools, or study for knowledge.
What do you want to do?
So in this case, we're going to use it to read like we generally do. And we're going to be reading The Gallant Rogue.
Wow!
The rich quaked in fear as the poor rejoiced as he stole those lupins. I don't know why, like, the things that I like from Monty Python tend to be the more obscure things to the mainstream. Like, I'm not hugely into Holy Grail, but I am into a lot of the more obscure Flying Circus sketches. Like Dennis Moore is one of my favorite ones, as is I think it's just called Science Fiction Sketch, the one with the blancmanges. That was actually my favorite one. I like How Not to Be Seen as well, but yeah, it's just kind of weird. But yeah, so this thing, I was mentioning this before, Yamauchi. Hang out at a monjayaki shop a lot. Well, I mean, you're not exactly the most stealthy member of the Phantom Thieves. And true, he does know who you are. Yeah, I mean, we've never been on the track team. But yeah, he says, I'll let you know once I figure out when he's gone drinking. Till then, we're going to put a hold on our training. So, as I was saying, rank 7 is restricted until he texts you. And also, you have to do rank 7 at night. It's kind of a weird one, but okay. Other than that, today, we're going to be doing something that I definitely approve of, seeing Maruki. One pretty decent confidant stops temporarily, but another continues. I should say begins, because this is the first Maruki rank up we'll be doing of our own free will. The first two of them were forced. Dangerous crime ring in Shibuya, huh? But we don't really care about that. We care about counseling. Actually, it's not so much counseling, more, you know, helping Maruki with his research, as Morgana says. Which, again, is pretty much stepping outside the ethical bounds of the counseling profession, but oh well. It's good for SP. Now, I do have a counselor persona for this. I think I have tested this, and I don't think you actually need a counselor persona for this rank up, like to unlock the next rank. Most of Maruki's rank ups have very, very significantly large amounts of dialogue options to give you points, basically. Yeah, he's probably talked to a lot of them who've been through possibly even worse than we have. Or not. Relationship problems, that explains why he was talking to Ryuji about that. Interestingly, saying thanks to you probably is not the best option here. Maruki's a very humble person. Yeah, like you're saying here.
Let's see.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, I guess one of these, like, word association psychological things, maybe? This is another aspect I like about Maruki's Confidant, because not a lot of games have really gone into this particular issue. Also, you may hear some meows here. My cat is here and she's meowing a lot. Yeah, this is also a good point, because, like, as I've gone on record saying, like, if you don't feel pain in your body, it could be really bad. Like, you could be putting your hand on a hot plate and doing nothing. Yeah, this is the question, like, why do we feel things like emotional stress, depression, and all of that?
You know,
So, this right here, you can actually answer anything for this. I don't know which one of these would be the most in character. Like to me personally, I actually do feel awkward whenever I lie, but I don't know about Joker.
for example...
Huh. This one's actually the option that he likes the most. I mean, I suppose it just kind of falls into that whole thing about, you know, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, I suppose. Like, more in the sense that the fact that you're feeling pain shows that you valued that. I mean, true, but remember what I was saying. Pain is a response from your body telling you something is wrong. If you didn't have it, you wouldn't know that things were wrong.
Right.
Okay, there we go. There's the sparkles. Oh boy, we just got one of the best confidant abilities in the game. I know I say that for a lot of abilities, because most of them are really good. Like, they definitely give you good incentive to do these confidants, but flow in particular is ridiculous. Probably not as insane as Kawakami's rank 10 or special treatment, but it's maybe even third behind that. I'd say fundraising is maybe fourth in Royal. You know, I wonder what my list of, like, ranking all of the individual confidant abilities would be. I'd have to try that sometime. Obviously, I couldn't reveal my results yet because I don't want to spoil the ones we haven't got to yet, but... yeah, one day I might actually do just my personal ranking of every single confidant ability. Of course, for the party member ones, like, you know, Hari-sen Recovery and all of those that everyone gets, I'd probably treat them all as the same. I hope I'm not talking too much about, like, over Maruki's dialogue.
Alright.
Because in general, I love this one. It's
Well,
just...
see you.
Again, I've always been really into psychology and mental health stuff. More since recently, but... yeah, it's just great to see more games addressing that. So you're actually working. Huh, well, I mean, I kind of relate to that statement in a way.
Ah, you're back.
And there's another crossword there, although first I just want to check the TV. More and more Madarame stuff. Well, yes, people really want to get in before the exhibit ends. It might be the last Madarame exhibit ever held.
I can't forgive them.
Yeah, just 2 more days.
Hey, hey!
But yeah, the next crossword, let's see. Label for an unparalleled artist. Rough drawing, I suppose that would be a sketch. Which has now entered public vernacular as like a slang for like suspicious. Dutch painter. Yeah, off the top of my head, I think that's Rembrandt. Which was actually the painter of that Miss Marple, yeah, that painting that they said that line, this is the worst kind of copy, it's the original. Is there like a D in it? I'm probably spelling that horribly wrong, but the answer here is actually fairly simple. And it's funny that we should be getting this answer today. It's just master. I mean, there certainly isn't an O in Rembrandt, so I probably did spell it right, I don't know. Master of the Arts, or Master of the House, which I've still never actually seen a production of Les Mis before.
All right.
I see. Nice.
And that's really just for the knowledge boost. I do like that, like, crosswords don't take up time anymore, because I think they were in the original, but, like, you wouldn't be able to do them because they use time. So, we're actually not going to be leaving Yongen. Tonight, I need to make sure, above all else, that I have a temperance persona. I do, because, yes, you want Kawakami's confidant to go faster. Obviously, because the slower it progresses, the more money you end up having to spend. Even with a matching persona, though, it's actually not possible on a first playthrough to avoid any just generic spend time visits with her, so we're still gonna have to pay a little more than 10 times, but still. I mean, less than 10 because there's like a couple of ranks for Kawakami that don't have you pay her, but it's mostly for all of them, including the spend times, and yeah. We can't avoid spend times, basically, even with the matching persona bonus. I mean, sophisticated. It does. I feel nothing. Now, let's just play along with this. And yeah, this is why I said that it was fitting that the crossword clue was master. Clean up complete, as Morgana would say. You know, you probably should ask for permission before you do that. We're not the only job that she does every night, I guess. Yeah, well, I mean, she's probably seen the cat in our bag at school by now. Yeah, this is actually the best choice. Wait a minute, wait, what you're currently doing doesn't pay well. I mean, I know that, like, I don't know if this is true in Japan, but where I am, teachers tend to get terrible salaries, but, I mean, if you're doing this and it doesn't pay well, then you probably should question things. Oh yeah, we do make a lot, but it's, via exploring mental worlds, and not a lot of people have access to this particular kind of part-time work.
You know...
Let me guess, she gets these really bad headaches around her back? I don't know if any of the newer FE6 fan translations have found a better way to translate that. I mean, it's kind of funny, but I feel like that line could be done a little bit better.
What?
I was wondering if she was going to say something like that. I mean, we have 100,000, but I mean, not really sure we're able to par with it right now. And yeah, a teacher being in debt to a student would probably be pretty bad. And none of these options actually matter. So clearly it's not just that teaching Tay's bad, clearly she needs money for some other reason. Which explains why she's so desperate that she'd take up a job like this. 3 more what to go? Maid calls tonight, I'm guessing? I like that okay voice clip. So, funnily enough, this is actually the best response here. I'm guessing they have to do that whole cute voice while he's listening. So yeah, her problems are more complicated than we thought.
We're getting started.
Oh hey, we open the day with a Maruki lesson, that's always great.
Ah, yes.
I mean, going out into town in a lab coat, maybe?
How about you?
I mean, I kinda understand what he's getting at. But I mean, I know this by the TV trope beauty equals goodness, but it's not actually true. I mean, the Pygmalion effect is kind of... Okay, so I just realized this actually is a real thing. Yeah, the Pygmalion effect is when high expectations lead to improved performance, which then creates a feedback loop. But no, it's actually the halo effect. That's what he's referring to here.
Right.
Although I think the halo effect is more when you get constantly blown up by grenades and that you really suck and get, I would say get headshot all the time. Are there headshots in Halo? I've only played it a few times. I mean, I kind of guess so. I mean, everyone's had that impression on Joker, but... This whole thing just reminds me of, like, I don't know why in so many mainstream parodies of Fire Emblem, like, people are like, oh yeah, you can tell who's recruitable because only the pretty people are good in Fire Emblem, and, you know, all of the others are hideous, ugly bandits. I mean, Fire Emblem has plenty of bishonen and, attractive-looking villains. Like, it's just... it's kind of weird, and also, you know, it's got people like Gonzalez who are recruitable and look ugly, so it's not always the case. Like, if anything, it's more the case of somebody looking like, you know, not ugly or unique makes them important in Fire Emblem. It doesn't necessarily make them good, though. It's like, even Fire Emblem 1 had a character like Michaelis, who was a bad guy, or Camus, and they were, I mean, not sort of sympathetic, but they were on the antagonist side still. And, you know, they kind of followed that thing from the parodies, but, they're not recruitable. At least not in the original game. Anyway, welcome back to Persona 5 Royal, where I discuss Fire Emblem. Today it's raining. The only Ryuji would be available, but he's not available, so we're just gonna go into Central Street and order a sandwich. It doesn't really look like there's many other people we can talk to in town. Any new books available? Someone does get a little annoying. We have to sit through that umbrella closing animation. Okay, we've got Wise Man's Words and Nightlife Hotspots. That's technically useless. I don't think we ever need to read Wise Man's Words either, but... completionism. I haven't sold my Mementos treasure as well. I think I'll leave that as like an emergency cash reserve in case I need it. Because, yeah, we're going to be spending a lot on Kawakami soon. So, yeah, let's go in, and we're going to be ordering a surprise Sandor for a boost to Guts, as well as Knowledge. We've already done this before, though. I don't think there's really any change in dialogue here. Looks like there's different people there. That woman there looks kind of rich. But yeah, we're going to order the surprise Sandor. Not really sure what crayfish paste would taste like.
For real?
So, just a bit of Guts and also Knowledge. I kind of feel bad fast-forwarding these, but we've already really seen them. And we're going to have a plot event quite soon, so... I feel like it kind of makes sense, because tomorrow is going to be the day when the deadline is up. Oh, okay, he's here. I thought for a second he wouldn't be in this chat. Is there some kind of, like, I mean, I suppose we get a buzzing on our phones when this chat thread is being activated. Huh. Please let him not be on the phone with police or his lawyers. Media announcement. Well, that sounds like we succeeded.
The exhibition is finally ending tomorrow. I'm sure things will work out fine this time, too.
So okay, firstly, let's check the TV. Oh yes, I'm glad I checked the TV. Featherhawk has regained his lost memories, but now a new villain has revealed himself. The earth-shattering appearance of a new leader. Revive and fight, Phoenix rages. Next episode. His name is Feather Red. You know, given that Yukari's on that show now, I kind of wonder if Ken will actually get to be a guest on that show one day. He'd probably freak out if he got to be. But yeah, we're going to be celebrating our newfound success, well, soon to be newfound success, by paying for a maid service again. Together with a maid is so non-specific, I don't know what exactly it entails. Yep, we've sunk 10,000 yen into this already. That's still only 1/10 of the amount she apparently owes someone. I do like how, even after her whole pitch, she's always very surprised that you actually requested her. High-end cup noodles. Are those the kind that got advertised in Final Fantasy 15? I still love how the voice actors for that did 2 takes, and like one that was really ironic and another that was more serious, and they decided to leave the ironic take in the game. Like that was the one they actually went with. Any of these actually work? But true, we are paying her money. It's like the dreaded 3-hour assembly.
Jeez.
Oh, act casual, act casual. Oh, she has to have meetings with Kobayakawa all the time. That must really suck. So how much are we gonna have to request her to make up for the salary card?
What?
I don't know what's going on here, but that doesn't sound good. Oh, okay, then that's kind of interesting. Of course, probably best we don't know exactly where she lives. That would be pretty awkward. Also, I mean, you know, we can do either of those things. It's just like, I don't know if we're exactly great at it yet. Eventually, Soldier will teach us how to make very good curry. Oh yeah, I'm sure that all the others would... I wonder what everyone else would think of if they found out he was actually doing this. Like, I just imagine, like, Arn walking in for, like, a Phantom Thieves, like, meeting and then just going, ah, I'm just gonna back out slowly. But yeah, now Kawakami can brew coffee or do laundry. She will help you save time, which is always great in a time management sim. But as I said back in her bio, anything she does for you doesn't count towards Thieves' Den achievements. Also, she'll only make one batch of coffee and not two. But doing laundry, she still washes everything just fine.
Good night.
Maybe I should start having her wash some things. I've probably got a bit of a money buffer. It's after the next palace that we have to do that 100,000 yen thing. Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of salt in those. That pun physically hurt me through the screen. You're not in character. I kind of wonder how, like, her dialogue sounded when she was in this cute maid mode in Japanese. Probably, like, with a lot of, like, elongated syllables. Probably a lot of, like, tildes in the writing. Yeah, true. Like, 5,000 yen is, like, I guess in my currency, like, maybe, like, $50 or so. That's a decent amount, like, per day. Although, honestly, it's actually, I mean, for like, a full room cleaning service, that's actually kind of cheap.
What's up with that old geezer?
Is he crying?
I have committed crimes that are unbecoming of an artist. Plainly put, I plagiarized work. I tainted this country's art world and even Sayuri. How could I possibly apologize to everyone for what I've done?
He's crying way too much.
And that was from the urgent apology conference by Madarame that took place just a moment ago. After reporting to the association, Madarame has agreed to the police's request to turn himself in.
This is one thing that I do dislike about the Madarame arc. Even though it doesn't really mean like a whole lot to anyone but Yusuke, he doesn't confess to letting Yusuke's mother die.
Wasn't he on TV the other day?
On top of charges of abuse to his pupils, Madarame is under suspicion of claiming their works as his own. Some doubt the validity that his maiden work, Sayuri, was stolen, believing it was used for fraud. This large-scale criminal act has caused a great shock to the art world, and...
That old man's done for.
Yeah, like, honestly, the thing about that, too, is, like, it's kind of hard to prove. I mean, if he confesses to it, I'm sure he could be charged with something for it. I'm not even sure how that works in terms of murder laws.
After the conference, Madarame was taken to a police hospital for interrogation due to his age. However, initial psych evaluations state that he is mentally sound and likely responsible for his actions.
There's no need to be nice to an old geezer like that.
Of course, you say that now that you know what he's done. Before, you're all like, oh, Madarame's exhibit is so great.
Why'd he spill the beans himself? Doesn't that seem weird?
Also, a group calling themselves the Phantom Thieves posted a dubious note at Madarame's exhibit. The police will investigate their relation to this case, but for now, did not identify them as suspects.
Phantom Thieves? Do these bandits have something to do with that old geezer's apology?
Oh, I've heard of them before. They supposedly steal evil hearts. It's why the culprits apologize.
Wait, what? Steal hearts? That's impossible, though.
But I feel like I saw something about that online, too. They sent out a calling card for real.
Oh, so it was like, we're going to take your heart? Oh, that's impressive if someone really did that.
Phantom Thieves, huh?
Phantom Thieves again.
I absolutely love that detail, though.
You guys see the news about Madarame? It's just like what happened with Kamoshida.
The fact that Nakanohara is in that cutscene, but he just nods and doesn't say anything. I just think that's such a subtle detail, like they never draw your attention to it, but if you notice it, it's a great moment.
And they mentioned the Phantom Thieves.
Oh yeah, because that's the important part.
Man, this is starting to get interesting. If we do it right, we can change people's hearts. With this power, we might be able to do more than just getting back at society. It'll be a big deal. Man, you're so indifferent.
Then again, doesn't that make him more trustworthy as our leader?
More just saying that we shouldn't let this go to our heads.
As for me, I hope we just keep getting more and more famous.
Something like this happening twice is massive, too. It's too great a coincidence to occur normally.
If we continue doing this, we'll definitely be able to give courage to everyone who needs it.
We may want to quiet down a little.
And this is what I was saying before, don't make the hideout a public area. I'm surprised this hasn't happened sooner.
Do you know them?
You moron! Those are attendance officers!
Hello there. May I speak with you for a moment?
Ah, yes! How can we help you?
That monotonous acting of hers never fails to send a chill down my spine.
What are you all doing here? Are you friends?
What did you say?
That was a joke! He didn't get much sleep last night.
Well, all right. Just make sure you disperse before it gets too late, okay? There have been some odd happenings lately, and the news about that artist has caused quite the stir.
We'll be careful.
It's still light out. Man, those guys must have way too much time on their hands.
Hey, don't go making stuff up on the spot like that, okay? I totally panicked because of you.
Like you're any better.
From now on, we'll need to be even more cautious than before. Look at us. Right after the second Thieves incident, both prior victims are meeting up.
True. Why hasn't everyone realized that yet?
Wait, you mean people might be listening to us?
Nah, you think?
It'll be fine. Look around, we're the only people worrying about it.
I guess you're right.
By the way, Yusuke, you able to get anything out of Madarame? Remember how he was talking about that suspicious person in the black mask?
Different from a strange old man in a white coat.
Well, I pressed him for answers, but he doesn't even understand what happened to him to begin with.
It's not like he actually saw his desires get stolen after all.
It's rumored that he may be sent to prison. In that case, gaining information will be difficult.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I'll be leaving that house. I can't draw in such a place anymore.
Do you have somewhere to go?
The school dorms. I can stay there free of charge thanks to my fine arts scholarship.
A scholarship? Wait, you're that good?
Although, Takamaki-san's house would do as well.
Wait, what?
You know, you could ask her to model for you whenever you wanted.
No, that's not how that works.
You moron!
Then again, now that Yusuke will be living alone, it'll be easier for us to meet up whenever we want.
For the time being, we should wait and see how this case plays out.
And it'll probably take some time finding a target as big as Madarame.
Anyway, we should just act like normal students while we look for our next target, okay?
We'll be entrusting that to you again, Ryuji.
Ryuji, expert in acting normal.
Alright, guess it's just more prep till then.
Yusuke Kitagawa.
And that's why we really shouldn't have been meeting out in the open like this. And I knew it would flash forward to Interrogation.
So after Shiho Suzui, you did it again for someone you barely knew? You were sent away twice, almost reported to the police, and yet you still wanted to save him. Moreover, you ended up in a museum instead of a castle this time. You're still going to maintain this rubbish about changing someone's heart by stealing their treasure? Very well. The truth behind this tale of yours will be clear once your conspirators are in custody. Now then, tell me about this new member who joined your group. There's no point in being stubborn. It will only damage your position. The identity of Madarame's pupil can be easily discovered with a little investigation. So you won't sell out your accomplice? Fine. There's still much more that I want to hear. It was around this time that the Phantom Thieves began to truly gain popularity. Lies flooded the internet. Things like the Phantom Thieves saved me too, or I got a calling card. For heaven's sake, those lies made the collection of intel take almost 10 times longer.
Although that crazy cat lady incident, that one was actually true.
Now your next target was this man. Junya Kaneshiro. He doesn't compare to the previous two. Even the police had been struggling to apprehend him. So, exactly how did you take down such a well-guarded criminal? Tell me.
We don't even know who that is at this point, but, we'll find out.